Yeah, because I'm running it on the freaking the stream. You can't do it simultaneously. That's the problem. But I want to make it.
Should I watch on the YouTube?
Whichever you want, bro. Whichever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to see you as well.
Bro, why do you want to see me, fam? I'm just some brown guy. We should be on live soon. Any second now, I believe. Fucking hell, what's going on over here? It's taking a bit too fucking long now. Ah, here we go. What's going on over here? There we go. We're live now. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. So, welcome to an episode of All Time High. I've got my spliff. I'm ready to fucking smoke up, chill out, and whatnot. This one's going to be a bit different. What I'm doing is I'm bringing two guests. I'm looking to bring two guests potentially. I definitely got one at the moment. It's a very wild thing I'm doing at the moment. So the plan is to bring like a guest on, let them chat, let them talk. You know, chat to me about your story and X, Y, and Z. Ask me questions. Do your charting, and once you've done your charting and stuff like that, any points and tips I can actually help you out, then I'll help you out as well. It's like mentoring kind of thing, but let's see how this goes, man. So what I want to introduce, with no further introduction, I've got my guy here, Nick here. How's it going, Nick?
Yo, what's happening, guys? How's it going? Dank.
Fucking hell, man. I'm chilling, man. What are you saying, though?
Crypto
kids asking about my smoking. Yeah.
Lovely Saturday this side.
Thing is, like, what time is it down where you at?
7 o'clock.
Cheers, mate. 7 o'clock, is it? In the evening?
Yeah, 7 p.m. I think we're just an hour.
That's not too bad.
An hour behind you?
It's not too bad, actually.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, so you excited about this?
Yeah, super amped. Now, before we start, I just want to say, like on behalf of the other people listening as well, we really want to thank you. There's no need to do this. You could be taking your trades, living your life, and carrying on, man. But you really have a desire to kind of educate people, and it's awesome. And we feel it and we appreciate it. So I think in the next kind of months, there's definitely gonna be something special here. There's a community growing, and I think it's something that's gonna go pretty quickly and kind of get out of control. I don't think there's another show where you can get what you get here. Things are so small, and for everyone that's here, and I mean, it's for me too, if you're here at this point, when we full bear mode, and you're willing to put the time in and learn and study and not get ahead of yourself and take it slowly and really do it responsibly, you're in a good start. You're ahead of 95% of everyone else. So 100%. Thank you, and bro, yeah, let's see how much I'll be paying attention.
Bro, it's my pleasure, man. It's my pleasure. At the end of the day, right, like, when I started this whole YouTube thing as well, it was all about, what can I do for the community? What can I do to be different and do something for you guys as well? Because it's all fun. Well, it's not really fun to actually, you know, sit down behind a desk and just do a couple of trading here and there and make some money or lose some money, vice versa. But there's got to be more to it than just doing it for myself. And I remember being back in 2017, made some money, lost it all plus more. And then, like, I came across Trader SE, which we were talking about early on, about like how he was in the classroom and X, Y, and Z. But like, he took his time and, you know, and really taught me and others how to trade. And shout out to that guy as well. So he will always be number one to me. And then, like,
sure.
Yeah, and then now I'm in a position that, like, yeah, I can do the trade. I understand what's going on, blah blah. Fucking let's do it, man. Let's help everyone out, like, as much as I can. I mean, I can't help everyone, but if I can help, like I said to you earlier on, if I can help one person, fucking let's do it.
Yeah, no, we can. You're helping a lot of people, and the charting, and also the charts for me is 5%. Like, your emotions, your health, your relationships, your life, like, get all of that sorted, get all of that in good standing, and like, then come and look at this. Because if that's not sorted before you get into this, it's not going to end well for everyone.
It's true, though.
Get that stuff sorted.
You're saying that right, because it comes down, like, people who can say his experience. The other one, someone can say, yeah, but like, it comes down to you as a character. But character-wise, what I feel, the older I get, the more control I have with my emotions. How do you find about that?
For sure. And you look back with perspective, and something that's really helpful with trading and just generally in life is being self-reflective. Look at your trades, journal your trades.
Yeah.
It's horrible to write them down when you lose. You fucking look at it and it's like, geez, how many in a row? 6, 7, 8, 10. But when you get the balls to come back and look at that book again, and analyze it, it's clear and you don't make the same mistakes twice. But it's hard. Those are the hardest. That's been the hardest for me.
Yeah.
Is losing consistently and getting up the next day and being okay, that was yesterday. What are we going to learn today? How are you going to put it behind you? Like everything you've been taught in life in the past doesn't necessarily work with trading. Like,
No.
you can do X, Y, and Z. You can do it perfectly and still lose.
That's very true.
Which people aren't used to. I played poker quite a lot in my past. I was like I worked for a sports betting company. And just understanding probabilities and that you can make the perfect play and still lose 60% or 40% of the time. But that's not, in the long run, you're going to win.
100%. I can't disagree with that as well. I think that you put it in a very good way as well, because it's a tough game, but it's you've got to put in the work into it as well. 100%. Yeah. So should we get cracking? Do you want to do some charts? You got any questions? How do you want to do this? You tell me. I let you be the fucking star of the show.
Let's jump into the charts. Let's look at it, break it down, look at the weekly, look at the daily, look at where we are, what we think's going on.
Yeah.
And then once we're done with the charts and the serious stuff, we can chat some nonsense, talk about crypto, talk about your journey, my journey, kind of what's going on.
That's fine with me. I'm just going to make you the host for a second. Give me a moment. And then I should be able to see your screen as well. Right, so you're now the host now. So if you should be able to, if you go, yeah, there we go. That's it. My guy, we got it here. That's it. Let's go for it, man.
Okay.
Chat to me.
Okay, so here we got Bitcoin on the weekly chart. It just so happened that on this one on Bybit, it only went back to the COVID low pretty much over here. And that's kind of where I entered into crypto, was about this stage, 2018 or early 2019. But we can speak about that a little bit later. So as a bit of a recap and what we've been doing in the week and kind of looking at market structure and how everything's going, we have our higher highs as we're moving up to our all-time high over here at 69K in November. And then we started trending down, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and we've made a lower low. And now the question is, where's this lower high? And when's it going to come into play? Mm-hmm. Where are we going to find it? Last week we also looked at this dragonfly doji. Mm-hmm. Typically it was to indicate a trend reversal.
Yeah.
So that was something we've been monitoring. And then this week, nearly finished with the weekly candle closure, and it doesn't look good. This wick just kind of looks like price has been hammered down from the top.
But in terms of, can I ask you a question? Sorry to interrupt you, Nick.
No.
In terms of the dragonfly doji, right? So that you mentioned which is all perfectly fine. So if we close below the high of the dragonfly doji, is that good or bad? If we close below, yeah. What would you say? If that's good or bad?
I haven't done enough back testing and looking at it and how it closes in the past.
Okay, yeah.
But what I do know is that if we look at this one, which is I think the opposite, the hammer doji,
the graveyard. It's called graveyard.
The graveyard.
Yeah.
But what happened afterwards is, okay, it was a trend reversal. This would be this current week that we're kind of looking at now, where we kind of mucked about, but nothing really happened.
Yeah.
The price did eventually come and sweep these lows.
Yeah.
These highs.
Yeah.
So, not to say that it's going to play out exactly the same, but something to keep in mind that there's a potential that this could be a trend reversal and we still come and sweep this kind of 19K level. To answer the question about, I'm not sure. I just don't like the wick, the massive wick. I'm not quite sure what the body says.
Yeah.
What do you think?
If you look at the weekly as well, do you know much about flat body candles?
No.
Okay, so flat body candles, right, in Forex is very notorious for taking out liquidity, right? So let's just say that this weekly close, right, we close above above the high of that black line that you got on the top. So we close above there, all good. But then what happens is price comes back down within the range that are like of the dragonfly dojis that you've got there, and then takes out the low, and then reclaims that high, and then fucking sells, and then goes a lot more high. It's like a trick, right? So I mean, like, there's a tiny ass wick, right? But I'll still call it as a flat body candle. So to me, like just looking at your chart on the weekly, what you're showing me is like it's very possible we'll take out that low next week.
This one.
Not that low. The candle that the week we are forming right now.
This one.
Yeah, it's pretty much flat body in it. The wick is so negligible. Tiny as fuck. Yeah, it's like a dollar or two, isn't it?
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Isn't it? Fucking hell.
Come on, mate, put some fucking effort in. There's nothing there.
No, I'm messing with you. I'm high, bro.
No, I'm joking. All right, so that for me, kind of that confirms weekly. We're still bearish on the weekly.
Okay, cool.
Next one we're going to jump into is on the daily. So on the daily, this is what we've been doing is drawing the range, looking for the mid range, and then kind of assessing where we are within that range. I think on the daily we can see for the first time that we've made our low, and we've then made a high, we've then made a higher low, and a higher high, another higher low, and we've made this higher high.
Yeah.
It looks like we're coming back down to test the mid range.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You would agree with that one?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then the question, like I mentioned before we started, was when we draw these range, maybe I can actually get rid of all of these and we can do it on this one.
Yeah, sure.
You guys, what you do is grab the fib tool over here.
Yeah.
Fibonacci retracement. And we want to take it, and correct me if I go wrong, from the high to the low. But the question becomes which high to which low.
Okay, that's a very good point.
And if I was looking on the daily, I would go to that one.
You go for that one, right?
That would be my inclination.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. So, what does the mid-range shows you on the daily right now? You tell me.
The price?
Yeah, previous price at the mid-range, how did it react?
Previously, it's been acting as resistance. And now that we've broken above it, it's been tested once as support, and it would look like we're about to come back down and test it as support again. Okay, so
you can agree right now, right, is that if I were to enter a trade, for example, although the risk to reward is quite poor, but I can enter a trade now with the my stop loss above the high of that range, and then we're targeting the mid range, yeah.
The high of this.
Yeah. So we can agree with that will be the stop loss, and then but the target will then have to be mid range, right? For short term, see if we go any a lot more lower. Now, like
why? Because we trade from the top to the mid and mid to the bottom.
That's right. That's correct. So if it holds support as at the mid, then you start going for the highs again. So
100%.
Yeah. So
just level to level.
Level to level, exactly. So you're drawing the range there. It's perfectly fine as well, and I wouldn't disagree with that. I generally wouldn't disagree that that's a very plausible range. Reason why the mid range does tell a majority of the story. So if you go down, let's drop it down to the 4 hours, for example, and let's just see how the mid range held. I think it shows us a bit more, so you can clearly see how.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
There we go.
That's the one. Yeah. You can see how that mid range actually works out. It's
the mid range is the one that I've made a dotted line here.
Yeah, that's it. So there's
mid-range. It's also last week's high.
Last week's high. Okay. So what you've got there, Nick, right? You've got a chart that shows me resistance once, twice in the past. Yeah, and then we've got a deviation of the mid range, and we came back down to range low, right? So it's I think it's a perfect story. However, the way you want to look at price when you're looking for a true range, right? To me, a true range is defined by one thing, is where is the majority of the consolidation has occurred. So what you got there, if you before you extended the lines further, it would have been a lot more. You're only focusing on 1 week's worth of range. Right. But so what we do, if we delete all these lines, right? What I like to do is a bit long-winded because it means you've got to narrow down a little bit. But we'll just do this now. So if I go on the weekly. Right, we start from higher time frame, and the higher time frame is a cheat way, to be honest. Okay.
Dang, tell me, are we on your chart?
No, it's fine on the weekly. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Now make that a bit bigger, and let's just have a look at what's going on currently. Right.
Sorry.
That's all right.
That's the weekly.
That's all right. Yeah. So you can see that now price, right? Like, can you see any of those weekly highs where it's capping the market on the upside and it's causing a bit of a problem? Can you see any candle in particular off the weekly candle?
On the way down or here?
The area where we are right now, we're going to focus on where price is currently at. So all we're going to look for, so you say that one, yeah? So let's put a line there. Let's put a line there. Cool. And then,
for anyone who doesn't know, if you click on the magnet over here, it'll automatically
My guy Nick. 100%.
Yeah,
all right, and let's look for a low that's capping the market. Is there any particular low that's capping the market? That's hold as support. Is there any low?
This one.
Right, but let's say draw in. Let's draw in. Yeah, cool. Has there any been a low that has actually tested as support? So you choose that one, which is not a problem. But we want to choose, like, particularly on a weekly, one particular candle. So we go back to the original candle and see how that's reacted. There's nothing wrong with that. But
this one.
Yeah, let's go to that one.
This one.
Yeah, let's go to that one.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, can you see how?
Good. I'm learning.
Yeah. And now, if I go on the daily, right? So now I'm dropping down a time frame. I'm starting looking around, and I'm like, well, out of all these candles that we've got here, majority of them has been capped into it, which is like if you were to count it in terms of how many candles is within that range and the candles that's outside the range, there's more in the range. And then what that shows me is
100%.
So then that's how I draw my range now. That's that's the explanation behind it all. Now you can see this deviation. We have a support and we have a deviation below. So that's the first deviation. And then above there's a support, resistance, then we got deviation again, and now we've broken out, and it looks like a retest. So if I were to take a trade, my first target will be this range high. So, which gives me, right, the reason why I do that, and like I said, like your rate, the range that you drew, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's more of a distant compared to where I was, right? The reason, because price can react right off that range high and be completely bullish, and who the fuck knows? It can literally wick into it, which is why we talk about profit taking, how important it is. It's always about profit taking. So you'd be profit taking from the range high itself, and then you work your way down.
Whilst you mentioning that, how do you do your profit taking? So let's talk. And I mean, I think it's good to make distinctions between a scalp and a swing and everything like that. But on a scalp trade, how aggressive are you with taking profits?
So I'm super aggressive with taking profits on scalping. When I'm scalping, right? Like I talked about scraps with you, and you brought it up early on as well, between me and yourself. And
let's do it.
Like literally, like let's just drop it down to a 5-minute chart, and let's just talk about that. So let's bring the past in, right? So you can already see from there, right? Just today's day trade, right? Just, like that. Can you see like a range, like from 1:30 to about where we are to 9:30? That is a fucking range there, right?
Yeah.
You can see price is consolidating in that area at the moment, right? So we can draw a low from the very low of that. Yeah.
That one?
That one, yeah. Perfect. You can see that support. So that range is actually, to me, is completely fine. And then there's a range high. Can you see, which one would you choose? You choose that one, right? I'll go a bit further. Back. I'll go back. That one. You know, the one that you have more right to the right, the higher there, that one. I'll choose that one. Now the reason why I choose that one in particular on a scalping, I'm very aggressive, which means I need an entry super tight, and also I need to exit as soon as possible. So you can see from the high itself, we got a resistance and we got a deviation. It tells me more story there that price is capped particularly at that high. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
So what I would do now,
what
I would do now is draw a Fibonacci off that.
This low to this high.
Yeah.
Or this low.
No, the lines that we highlighted already. Right? Which gives me now an opportunity to play level to level within the scalp.
Perfect. So guys, if you look at the fib, so if it won't come up like this, if you double click on it, it's going to have all of these, or some of them are going to be highlighted. And the ones that Dank is showing me to be interested in is basically 25%, 50%, 75%, and that's it. It like eliminates so much noise.
Yeah.
No indicators, no bullshit. Just focus on what's happening in front of you.
100%, and that's how I play it.
It's so refreshing, man. It's been so refreshing.
Does that help you a lot there?
Yeah.
It's literally it's like you know what you're talking about, right? That's the thing is, a lot of people here know what they're talking about when they're looking at a chart, right? But it's refining it. That's the thing that most of us kind of struggle a little bit, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and
it's so particular as well. The difference between picking it can what do you say? The consequences can be quite vast.
Yep, definitely. And so now you can like that's well, I'm not saying go scalp now, but like what
You can do one.
Right now I look for a long. Go on the 1 minute. On the can you add the 1 minute in? Yeah, add that in. Let's have a look. Right, go back a bit. You see that that black block. Left. The low. You know where we had the stop loss, the stop run itself, right? So highlight that in a block, right? That single candle.
What do you mean?
Yeah. So go up. So you know the wick of that 1 minute candle that you've highlighted, right? That will be the high. So yeah. Keep going. Right.
Where is that wick?
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, that's the wick there. Keep going all the way to right, just approximately around there. A little bit higher. There. That's it. Right. Now I wouldn't take a long just yet. What I would like to see is to see if we get one more sweep of the low. It's not a problem, right? But that block itself tells me a lot of fucking story there. You can see that
the sweep of this.
The sweep of this. I would like to see that. Would be good. But then I have a new invalidation. But I'm a little bit late to enter a trade, so I missed it. Right. I'm now watching this and I'm looking at this block. Now that block tells me a lot of story. We've held support once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Can you see it? Like 5, 6 times. All that time. So if I'm going to be bullish now, I need to see a reclaim of that. A break above and hold that. Then I now have whatever the low is. Of let's say the low is, yeah. And then reclaim. Something like that. And I'll start targeting the mid-range. So off there, so if it breaks above and holds it, my stop loss would then be, you know, the low that's of the wick, not this one, the next low, there where we are, that'll be my stop loss, and then I'll be aiming for mid-range. See, we break up a mid-range, go up higher. I think we do go higher on that one. The reason why I can see there's flat body candles on the upside. Can you see those highs? There's flat body all there. That's a flat body there. A little bit to the left, there's another flat body there, and then a little bit to the left, the next candle. That's it. So I'm like, okay, we're targeting these flat body candles and send them motherfucking back down.
Say again, the flat body candles, they indicate that liquidity is being taken.
Yeah.
What?
No. So flat body candles, right, in forex is it's notorious for like where liquidity is gonna be taken out. There's stops over there. I don't know why they put stops there, but there are new guys who would actually put stops there. Now the problem is, right, they get hunted. Flat body candles get hunted all the time. It doesn't have to happen now, but it will eventually get hunted.
What do you mean hunted? Do you mean that price will return?
As in taken out, yeah. Price will return there. Take out the thing of the stops of those highs, and then if I'm looking for short now,
retest of the. You're going to take the wick out here.
So we take out the wick and close back in the range, and then I'll enter, working my way back up.
But so this is the perfect example, and maybe I can just speak, and you can tell me, guys, a range. So like, I never looked. Oh, there we go.
All right. See, if you close within the range, no, okay. So now I'm looking for shorts now. I had to change bias that quickly off a candle. You know why?
Okay.
Because the body closed below the box. The moment that happens, it's over.
Okay.
It will come as a resistance, and what will probably happen? It will come back to the stop loss I wanted. Right. So yeah, come there, and I think it starts breaking down. The moment it breaks down, then I have my entry, and my stop loss will be aggressive. That's it. And my stop loss will end up going over. If it gets sent over, there's no point jumping on. But sometimes you see like the candles are going a bit further down. You're like, are we gonna get a retest? Are we gonna get a retest? What's important is that everyone needs to chill the fuck out a little bit, and we are gonna get a retest. Just relax. It's gonna happen. There you go.
Oh, it is nothing worse and chasing it and entering, and then you sit and the 15 or 5 minute comes and retest, and you just, it's not pleasant, man. Yeah. Get the right entry, it helps a lot.
It does. I mean, someone in the chat was talking about entry as well, like how do I enter and the pattern I draw. I'll discuss this in a bit, right? I will discuss this like on my screen as well. But like,
can I give an answer to that?
That's what I was gonna ask you if you can fill in.
You don't. If we're asking those questions, you're not. You shouldn't be entering anything.
You gotta relax. You gotta take it easy, because
chill out, man.
Yeah.
Like there's no rush. The market's not. And I learned this. Like I always felt like I'm missing out.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
What we hit a low at 17K.
I want
we're going to 26. I'm not in. Like, I'm missing out.
100%, 100%. I just want to chat about this
Tomorrow
quickly.
It's going to be there. The next day it's going to be there.
Yeah. No.
Like,
let me just talk about.
It's going to be there to take your money as well if you're not ready.
100%, 100%. Let me just talk about this chart quickly, right? Now you see what's happened now. If that 1 minute candle closes back in that range, right, in that range low, to me I need to flip bias again and look for longs, and that's how scalping works. You gotta flip biases within seconds of a candle without, and then if you break above, then I'm looking for longs. For me,
how much time do you allow a deviation to play out? Was that not really
no?
valid?
But that's a deviation already because we closed back in the range.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if we'd lingered here for a while, can it still be a deviation and we only come back in over here?
No. So you know the low that you've got, the very low that we got to the candle, like 4 candles before, that one, right? If we close below that, right, or the body candle close below that, that's not my deviation. That's a retest.
Perfect sense.
Awesome. So
I have here, just for anyone who didn't know, and I mean I'd heard the word deviation, but I hadn't kind of understood it. I just wrote it down that it's a false break of structure where the price takes liquidity. Therefore, once the price breaks out of the range, we will wait for it to re-enter so we can trade it.
Yeah.
But exactly what just happened here. Broke out, took liquidity, came back into it, and then there was your trade. You can take it to the mid-range. From there, either take it to the top or bring it back down.
Fucking Nick, you are on it today, man. What the fuck?
Cheers, mate.
When you said you came prepared, I didn't know that you came professionally prepared.
Well, yeah.
The chat as well, man.
Yes. Right, so where were we? We were looking.
Oh, you were trying. Let's go back to China.
Yeah. No, it's good, man. It just flew. I can't see because of this thing. Yeah, I think this is quite an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go away. Sorry, guys.
Nick's gonna open up his porn. Bless it.
You gotta pay extra for that. So, okay, back to the charts, boy. I'm interested to know your opinion on diagonals and horizontals.
So,
when I started out in my trading kind of journey, a lot of emphasis was placed on the use of diagonals.
mm-hmm.
And subsequently, what I've learned is that they have a use, but they should be, look at them at the end. Don't use them to form a bias or to base anything off. And they're more of a indicator of momentum than an indicator of support or resistance. Whereas your horizontals are going to come in as more of your support and resistance levels. So in this example, if we draw a diagonal from this low all the way to where we are, we can see that prices used it as support, deviated below, used it as resistance, and kind of done that the entire way. What made it interesting to me to look at, especially based on today's action, was that we said on the weekly we were bearish, on the daily we'd kind of flip bullish, and we were making high lows and lower high highs.
Yeah.
And now if we look at it on the 30 minutes, we've got a higher high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower high, and what looks like we're putting in another lower low.
Yeah, it definitely is a lower low.
Actually,
it
is. It's
once we've taken out that low, that lower low, then that's the new lower low now.
There she is. So it kind of looks like we're rolling over a bit here.
Yeah.
And then it makes it interesting to see on this kind of time frame where are our levels, and kind of we're coming back down to test the mid-range.
Yeah.
And then to summarize everything I just said, on the weekly we're bearish, the daily we're making high highs and high lows, so it kind of looks like we have bullish structure still in play. 4 hour change in momentum, but bullish structure still intact. If we close below this level or above that level, it'll confirm either way. 1 hour we're still trending up, but on the 30 minute it looked like we'd started rolling over. So yeah, I'd like to personally see 21,300 this mid-range level hold. Otherwise I'd expect us to come back down and maybe test
From next level to the next level as well, and take out those lows as well. I mean, for me right now, I'll be honest with you, right? I'm bearish on Bitcoin. Bearish in terms of what? Remember that weekly range high I was talking about? Then from there, I think for me, let me have a look at mine.
Yeah, pull up your charts.
What's that? What the fuck? So fucking. No, that's not it. Sorry there. So. I mean, like, I like to see this level here held. Fucking, where is it? There we go. This level here hold, which is about, what is it? Fucking 21.9k, call it. And if we lose that level, in my opinion, we come back down to 20.750, and then probably go to the monthly open, man. So, I mean, we got a week left in it, and that's the thing, is the key thing that we need to remember as well. Next week we got FOMC, and we got fucking
that I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, we got those shit coming up as well.
It's
so
not looking good, man.
It doesn't look good because if the FOMC, they raise the price again all over again, then we're fucking fucked, then, innit? Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, when is that? That's on the 28th.
Yeah, that's on the 28th. So we ain't got long left, man. So we'll see how it goes.
We will see. Besides, what do you think about news? Like, do you ever look at news and let it impact the way that you trade, or do you think that the price is going to kind of print and news comes secondary to it?
You know what it is, what? Like, price is always priced in. I mean, let's go back to the chart, actually. Where the fuck is the chart again? Right, so let's go back to when Elon Musk dumped, I think he said no Bitcoin in it, right? And everyone freaked out on the news in it. And it's like, yo, the sky is fucking falling down and shit. But Elon Musk, right, he announced it in April, didn't he, right? Around here, around this price here, when it was like 55, 56k, that's when Elon Musk actually said no more Bitcoin. But if you look at the fucking range band environment, from this range low here to this range high, like, it was gonna fucking collapse anyway to mid-range to range low, isn't it? So, and it just so happened that this fucking, what do you call it? It was, everyone's focusing on the idea that it was Elon Musk that caused the movement as well, but it's not. I wouldn't say it was Elon Musk. I'd say this fucking price was already done. That's the range high. Oops, I've used the fucking wrong pen there. Yeah, that's the range high, and that's the range low, and this is the deviation of the range high. Once we step back below, we fucking were breaking down anyway, and look what, it came off this low, bounced off it, rejected, and off we go. So this was another opportunity to short with a stop loss over here. That's the invalidation, and like, I'd say Elon Musk dumping it over here was nothing, to be honest. It was gonna do that anyway. But
yeah,
so
I agree.
But saying that though, I'm not just shitting on news though. Like, in terms of news wise, there are moments where it's just fucking is the bottom. It does cause a reaction. I think over here at the top of here there was an announcement of ETF. For those who don't know what ETF is, it's like people can actually move the market. They can actually how to explain? I can't even fucking explain ETF. Let me get it up on the fucking.
Well, it stands for an exchange traded fund, but what the thing was is that it wasn't going to be a spot ETF. So even if they were the ETF came out, it's not like people were actually purchasing more Bitcoin.
Nah, they weren't purchasing.
You know what I mean?
But it was all like future trade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't have actually moved the market.
No, but then the thing is, right? Like, this is the funny thing is, I don't know if you were on the show yesterday. There was someone called Pirate Explorer who was half Mauritian and half Italian. Shout out to Pirate Explorer. We got fucking Vegeta in the chat and Magnate. What the fuck? This is mad. And
shout out to Mauritius. We need to speak about that.
Oh, Mauritius is lit, man, dude. If you know, thinking like if you guys got a girl or a wife, take her to Mauritius. She will do anything. She will suck your dick forever. So talking about fucking with ETF as well. It's like oh yeah, that was it. The half Mauritian, half Italian. I'm that high fan. Fucking hell. She showed me a fucking screenshot, right? Of in the dark web that they had like 100k Bitcoin. One wallet has 100k Bitcoin. Fam, I tell you something though, that 100k Bitcoin freaked me out because it was like 2.2 billion, and she was telling me like she's monitored the movements as well, and they move the money from one wallet to another wallet, and they're the one who pumps and dumps it. So I don't know how much of that is true, right? I mean, I don't want to get shut down on YouTube innit, for talking about this. So I'm going to say that. I don't know how much is true, so please don't shut me down. But it's mad. It just shows you that, like, there's bigger... Fuck it, my eyes are red, man. What the fuck? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you about it. See, I mean, it's called all-time high.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard or like I've read about like the idea that there's an algorithm that moves price or like?
But
any thoughts? Or?
Yeah, 100%. So like in Forex, right, and in like the bonds market and all these markets that we have outside of crypto, there's we always... I don't know if you heard the term market maker.
I've heard it. No, it's like when people speak about governments and they say they. Who is this person? What are you talking about?
It's an organization, basically. It's a team of people, of organizations who actually I don't know how big it could be in it, right? It could be small, it could be big or whatever. But they got the funds, the money, the real shit that we're not gonna ever see in our lifetime put together to actually even move the market, and they're the one who move the market. Because if you think about it, right, like look at I spoke about that yesterday. Look at Elon Musk. He dumped 660 million, right, of his Bitcoin on the market. It didn't make much of a dent. We didn't make new lows yet from 660 million. And even Sailor bought 330 million or some shit like that, or 300 million.
Sailor.
Yeah, and it's a big number. To us, it's like, yo, what the fuck? But in reality, it didn't do shit to the market, which made me realize that, I think the other day, that, nah, it's not these guys. There's bigger people out there. There's bigger fishes, and they're the real whales. Elon Musk is not a whale to the world. In the crypto world, 100% isn't.
No, I agree, man.
Yeah, so fucking it's so that's my view in terms of like the market being shifted over and like doing whatever. That's why you know the saying, the market will do whatever the fuck it wants to do. It will do whatever it wants to do. If it wants to go to all-time high, so be it. We just ride it up. But
yeah, Dan, when you started trading,
yeah,
did you learn in a bear market or in a bull market? And do you think it makes any difference?
Let's put your webcam on. Let's see you. How do I put that on? There we go. That's it. I can see you now. Yeah. Say that again. Smoked a spliff or a cig?
Yeah. I was asking, when you learned to trade, did you learn in a bull or bear market, and do you think it makes any difference? Like, how would you characterize the differences between trading either one of them? Because from my experience, like, this has been hard, man. Like,
it's tough.
It's tough.
It's not easy, innit? It's horrible.
No, I don't want it to be easy, but it's tough.
No, I agree. So obviously I started trading in 2017. I didn't know shit in it, and I fucking made some money. And then 2018 was the bear market. Right? It was the famous bear market that went on for quite some time. Now, I learned in the bear market, and it's the hardest shit to do, in all fairness. Like, learning in the bear market is really difficult because, especially when you join into the bull market, you're so used to everything going up, and then now you have to switch your brain the opposite side. So if you give me a bear market, I'll kill the bear market. But if you give me a bull market, I'll do really good, but I won't kill it as much as a bear market.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way of looking
because
at it.
You know what it is? I'm so used to seeing lower highs, lower lows, and breakdowns. You know, the breakdowns to me is my favorite little shit that I love doing. But then the fact that fucking the meeting ended, shit, man. Let me send him another link. Fucking Zoom. That's what happened when you use bear market, innit? Bear market is that bad. I can't even fucking, what do you call it? Afford Pro. I mean, I should buy it, to be honest. I'm doing this more often. Participant. How are you guys finding it? You guys liking it? We got it's on Telegram. You guys enjoying it? We've got Pirate Explorer in the house as well. Hello. How are you doing? Smash the likes as well, all of you guys, man. Show us some love, man. Right, there we go. There we got Nick in the house again. What is it? I don't think you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good to have you back here as well. Yeah, in
the
terms.
link expired.
Yeah, yeah, it did. Fucking bear market can't afford a Zoom link, the Zoom Pro yet.
I was gonna say before you were carrying on, you were saying you're so used to seeing lower highs and lower lows. I was gonna say it's just those are the ones that you remember more. I feel like they really.
Bro, they stay with you, man. They haunt you to fucking sleep, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you beat them, you feel like you're like, yeah.
It's true. It's true. But now, when you can master the bear market, right? Like you don't need to master it, but in a way that you can actually play the game and be profitable. Then you have to be able to flip, because trading, when I do a lot of day trade and scalping, and you gotta train your mind to actually be able to switch bias, which is good though, because you have to bear in mind, if we enter a bull market again, we do not want to enter the frame of mind of this is gonna go up forever, and that's dangerous. So the bear market really does help a lot, big time. Which is like, although I didn't catch the top, but I was able to catch something to say, hang on a second, this does not look good. This, that's the way to look at it, because there's still a lot of people here who's still holding right now, and it's tough. It's tough, I'd say.
Yeah, man, I'm one of them.
Yeah, bro. I've got some alts I'm still holding like an idiot.
We were talking about this before the stream.
Yeah.
Getting into, I mean, I was saying.
When did you get in?
Beforehand, I bought Cardano at 3 cents.
3 cents is mad. Cardano.
I know that might sound like it's a flex or something. It's not at all. Do you know how horrible it is watching it go to $3, not taking any profits and watching it sort of 33 cents again? Like, that's brutal.
Yeah. Shit, $3 to. So you saw $3 to 3 cents to $3. That's 100x, fam. You saw 100x on fucking on Cardano.
Yeah, I have no words.
But fair play to catching you the low. How do you catch on ADA? What made you buy it?
So I was working on a boat in Spain, in Ibiza, and I saw a friend of mine, and we went out for drinks, and I'd heard about crypto before. I think I heard about it for the first time in 2016. And I remember showing my parents a video. What's the crazy guy's name? He was on Russia Today.
I remember. Mooncall.
No, not Mooncall.
The guy whose head looked like a thumb.
He's a slightly older guy. He's commonly on the news. But anyway, he was banging on about it, and I saw it, and I thought it was awesome, and then kind of forgot about it. And then I was with a friend in Ibiza, and he brought it up, and he was like, "You need to buy Bitcoin, you need to buy Ethereum, and you need to buy this other thing called Cardano.
Yeah.
It's going to be the future, blah blah blah." And I trusted him, and that kind of a thing. And so I think I bought a couple of $100 of each of them, or a couple of $1,000 over time, and then it kind of went from there. And that's how I got into it and started learning about it and started following it. And then we were saying, like, you learn all these things. I know very little more knowledge now than I had a year ago before the top of the bull market.
Yeah.
But you saw the lower highs, and what we just spoke about. I saw it, but I didn't take action.
Yeah.
And it was opinion that got involved. People saying we're going to. It's my own fault. We all say we're going to 100K. This, everyone's fucking.
There was a lot about 100K. That number was so common. It was a really, really common. Heck, I'll be honest. When we broke the high, and we made an all-time high at 69K. I really thought that we were going to go to 100K. I thought that would be the next target, like 90, then 100.
And people were saying 100K was you were conservative. You were considered conservative if you were saying 100K. It was
people were saying a lot more.
240. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people.
Someone said 1 million.
Fair enough. Why not?
Yeah, it might do. It might do. Maybe not in our lifetime, or it might be in our lifetime. But it's possible. Anything can happen. But
nah. But I think we get a scam wick to 1 million in our lifetime for sure.
You think so? I'd be mad though. That'd be fucking mad.
I'll be a seller, that's for sure.
Dude, if you get a scam wick to 1 million, and then the bear market after that would be horrible.
Oh, imagine living it up. We could be sailboat in Mauritius, chilling, bro.
Dude, Mauritius is a place to go to, man. I'd love to go there again, man. I really want to go this.
Have you been back often?
I used to go every 2 years, and then like So I used to go every 2 years, and I went in. The last time I went was back in 2019, and COVID happened, so I never went in 2021. Instead, I went to Dubai instead. That was kind of mad. And what happened was I wanted to go this year, but I'm doing renovations, so I'm kind of stuck at home. And I just said to the family, I said, "Yo, listen, fuck out of here. I gotta get this done."
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I mean that's it, man. I mean, where you? So you're South African, right? But where are you really from?
Like my ancestry goes back to Irish.
Oh, you're Irish. That's fucking mad. So you might know Conor McGregor.
Oh, I was going to ask you earlier. You see this UFC tonight?
Dude, it's gonna be a sick card though.
I think it's Curtis Blades and Tom Aspinall.
That's it. Tom Aspinall's gonna be a good one. He's gonna be a future heavyweight champion. He is.
I agree, and he's got the personality, he's got the look, he's got the whole thing. He's cool. I like him.
He's solid. I think the main event starts in a bit. You know, like
it starts at 9 o'clock my time.
So in the hour and 15 minutes then.
Correct.
That's alright. Yeah, so that's not too bad. I need to watch that. But what do you think about the game? The fight against Diaz versus Hamza. What do you think about that? What do you think of Hamza though?
Love him.
He's sick.
I really enjoy it. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know how people can talk shit about these guys. Like, first of all, they fuck you up really. So
100%.
If you're gonna go on YouTube, like, just be respectful. Know your place. And like, they're awesome, bro. They're like professional athletes. It's so funny. People always, I would have done this. No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't as well. Yeah. But he's something. But like, do you think he beats Nate Diaz?
Yeah, I do.
It's a tough one though. It's a 5-rounder. This one is. Because he got gassed.
Yeah, I don't think it goes past 3, to be honest. That's my opinion.
But Diaz can fucking fight, like, and not only fight, but he can take a beating. This guy,
Yeah, he can. I think that's going to be to his detriment against someone like Hamza, because he can handle
stop, and he'll just keep going forward, and that's why and that's the scary bit about Diaz.
Because now that you say that, actually. I could see it going 5 rounds and they're both just standing there absolutely battered at the end of it.
They both got heart. They got that solid lion heart. They do. That's what I love about it. And this is why it's so exciting to me.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. When is that one?
I believe it's in October. Or is it... No, September. It's in September. Because October is... Who's in October? Because we got Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards. That's coming up in August. And we got the bantamweight.
Yeah, Leon Edwards always gets the rough end of the stick, man.
Do you know what? Like, I actually train at his gym because he's got a gym he trains his gym in Birmingham, right?
Tell us about your training. How often do you train? What do you train?
Me? So I go gym like literally 6 days a week, right? But I haven't been in the last 3 weeks of the renovation kind of thing. But I do 6 times a week, and literally I just repeat. So like, let's say on Monday I do legs. Tuesday I do back and biceps. Wednesday it'll be triceps and chest. And then on Thursday back to legs and repeat that for like double the amount. So I'm working on the muscle twice a week. And then on a Sunday I'm just chilling.
Nice.
Yeah, I like to go to gym early in the morning though.
Do you play any sports, or did you play any sport at school?
I used to play football. We're from the UK obviously. Shout out to United. This fucking... I just play tennis.
Newcastle United?
No, Manchester United. Come on, bro.
Nah, I'm pulling your leg.
It's all good. It's all good. Fucking Newcastle. What a prick. I'm missing. I used to play a lot of tennis, fam.
Yeah, bro,
I love
play
tennis.
So much tennis. My girlfriend's mom's a tennis coach. We play like 3 or 4 times a week. It's so much fun.
It's good and it's hard though, isn't it?
Yeah, she's really good, and you end up picking up a lot of balls. It's not great, but it is fun.
Nah, I did play a bit of badminton. Never liked it that much. And table tennis as well was another one I played.
Yo, that one's tough, eh? People who are good at table tennis can really make you look.
It's the Chinks, man. You can't say Chinks. Sorry, it's the Chinese, isn't it?
I think you can, but I don't think I could.
Nah, I don't think I can as well, you know. That's a fair.
Yeah, you probably should. Probably shouldn't.
Yeah, it's the Chinese, man. There was this kid, right? His name is Andrew, but that's not his real name. I never believed that was his real name. He kept saying to me, "It's Andrew." I'm like, no. It's like it's got to be like Jackie Chan or something like that. And
yeah, he's dumbed it down for you.
Yeah, he did. And the thing is, my guy, right? He would step outside the room, throws the ball in the air, and spins it. Lands on the table and spins out of control in the corner of the table, and even if he tried to return it, it was fucking hard, man, because it would just fly out. It was like I could never play against him. He was that good. He was fucking crazy, that guy. Andrew, probably his name is Ling Xiaoyu or something like that. I don't know. No offense to the Chinese, but I really want to know his real name. Okay, now. So Pirate Explorer is saying, "Do play Halo." I'm a PlayStation guy. I'm a PlayStation dude. What about you? Are you a PS5 or an Xbox guy?
I'll be honest, I haven't played in quite a while, but through the whole of my university when I should have been studying, I was the Xbox guy.
Are you an Xbox man?
Yeah.
Does anyone want to come on? I just want to know if anyone wants to jump on with me and Nick, just chilling and just chat shit.
Oh yeah, shout out to Hunter. Big shout out.
Hasib saying Ainge is Diaz's last fight. Yeah, it is his last fight on his contract as well. I don't know what happens next because there's been a lot of issues between him and Dana. That's
Dana.
Dana's giving more money now apparently.
Dana's handing out money to everyone except the fighters and stuff.
Yeah. But that's the whole thing with the Jake Paul situation as well. Like, didn't he freaking bet Dana? He's like, listen, if I win, you raise the price of the UFC fighters, the base fight. And I think Dana came out and said, I ain't betting with a kid. It's like, so clearly you don't want to do it.
I don't think he's got anything to do.
Nah, Hunter ain't here.
Derry says Hunter ain't here. I know he said he couldn't be here tonight because he had to do something with his family or whatever.
Bless him as well, man. We miss Hunter as well. Next time, surely internet ain't like Vegeta. Next time, no worries, man. 100%. I'd like to get Vegeta back on the show actually. That guy, like, I met him when he was like, I think it was like just under 10,000 followers or something like that. And he knows me way earlier. I think I was about 1,000 or 1,500 or something like that. And my guy blew up out of nowhere and he got 60,000 followers. I'm like, how the fuck did he do it?
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah. You know what? It's like...
I was going to say, the only reason I actually ever started Twitter was so that I know this was people that are also starting out and in the same boat as me. It's like, what I did was how much free resources there are. It's like, you've got the YouTube, you've got Telegram, you've got Discord, and between Telegram, Discord, Twitter, and YouTube, there's enough there that you can get yourself to a level where you can have a decent conversation and learn from.
Yeah.
So like, you don't need to pay anyone for anything. Use these things. Use resources. When someone offers it to you, when Dank says you can jump on the show, prepare and jump on because you're going to learn, and that's how you're going to elevate yourself. Like, that's the thing. Like, for me, you don't need to pay people at this point, especially when you're starting out. Like, just
learn the basics definitely as well. There's definitely, because I think all the free resources as well. It's really, there's a lot of shit now, especially as well, that you can actually learn from for free. And at the same time, right, if you like, I know that some people have like private groups. I know Trader SC, he has one, but he doesn't talk about it. But I just want to say, with SC, he is a guy that will take you to another level. And he does say when you join his group, his private group itself, is that look, this is for intermediates, not for the novice, not for the new beginners. If you're the new beginners, I'm not gonna waste my time. Like, he's not gonna waste his time. I don't think he should as well. So
yeah, fair enough. That's what I'm saying. Like, get yourself to a level, and I'm not saying I'm there. Like, I know I've got so much stuff to learn, and like I'm aware of what I don't know. That's a big thing. Like, there's a point where you know something and you think you know it, or being aware of what you don't know helps a lot.
Definitely. I mean, someone like Pirate Explorer saying, how much capital did you put on your first trade? When I joined crypto, my first amount of money I put in, I had literally 300 quid in a savings account. That was literally what I had, and I put £300 into it. I think in total, I must have put like about £1,000 worth of less than £1,000 kind of, because I was still a fucking student in a way, and I had, in those days it wasn't about USDT, it was about BTC. How much BTC do you have? The aim was to get to 1, then get to 10, then 100. And if you were 100, you're a fucking whale. That's what we classed it as back in the early days. And I remember my all-time high was at 0.7 BTC, and I lost it all, fam. Fucking hell, I lost it all. I think about it all the time, and at that time 0.7 was about $17,000 from just putting free. Like, I think it was like $800 worth of crypto, which is a big gain really in a way. Because I joined kind of late in September, and then we had the December run, and that was it. Finished, done. It collapsed completely. Pirate Explorer with 20k. Fucking hell, you got a lot of money. Shit.
Jeez.
20K. How much did you put in your first trade, dude?
Well, I don't think about it as so I'd separate the two. So I don't think I say I started trading maybe beginning of this year, but I've been involved in crypto for whatever since 2018 and investing along the way. I think the first amount I remember actually I was on the boat and I think it was about $800 or $1,000. I remember sending it and waiting and looking at my phone the whole time, being like, I don't know what I just did. Like I just sent $1,000 to some random numbers on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, what is going to happen?
We'll find out after.
Yeah.
We'll fucking find out 100%. Something's going to happen. We don't know, but we'll fucking find out. But, I mean, look, Vegeta's saying that he started with $50, man. And Vegeta is fucking at $50. That's mad. Like, but you know what?
Yeah, with the trading side of things, I've put $500. And that's what I'm learning.
100%. That's and they're saying like with my few $100. Do you know what it is? Like, I tell you something though. I rather advise people. I'm just making another fucking roll here actually. I rather tell people. Yeah, to actually trade with money you can lose, and it's really I think that's an amazing advice. I mean, it's always something that I heard in 2017 and 2018 and 19 and whatnot, and we still do. But at the same time, imagine if I had put like £4,000. I mean, I didn't have the money at the time.
You wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be
here. If you lost it all, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you'd be so depressed. Yeah,
you wouldn't want to come back, and that's what happens to people. They get burnt on the first time, and they never come back to crypto until the next bull run, and then they get burnt again.
Exactly, and that's exactly what happens as well. I mean, I'm just seeing this Pirate Explorer, 20k BTC and ETH. I don't know if you want to say when you bought ETH, but when you bought BTC, but her story is quite interesting as well. A very interesting story about her. But like obviously,
Pirate Explorer.
Pirate Explorer, yeah. You see it at the bottom under Derry. Yeah. So her story is quite interesting, but obviously it's not for me to say unless she wants me to say briefly where she bought BTC. But it's I remember saying that. I remember seeing in 2014. So I joined fucking trading like forex. Bro, this is what happened. How I entered. This is the story of trading. Fucking went to the mosque one day. I was a good kid, like any good teenager should do. Go to the church or go to the synagogue or something like that. And I was sitting there chilling and whatnot, and fucking this dude, right? I remember his name's Ali. He goes like he's into trading and he's like made 20 grand, right? From like $1,000. He made $1,000 goes to 20 grand, and he was trading forex and he was trying to sell us like this course, like yo listen, I'll teach you, it's £1,000 kind of thing, and I didn't have a grand, so there's no way I'm fucking doing that in the first place. But fair play though. So I thought maybe I can teach myself in it. So I literally opened up an account on on a platform called Owanda, fucking, and just guessed everything. Fucking, I remember that. I was just guessing everything. I was making some money. There's no demo trade. I didn't even do the demo trade. I just skipped everything. I went straight to like, you know what? I can make 20 grand.
Well, I wanted to say on that, like, this might be slightly controversial, and tell me what you think.
Yeah.
I would suggest to people that when you're developing a strategy, definitely back test it with paper trading, but like you're not going to feel the same emotions that you feel when your money's on the line.
Nah, it's true though.
And the emotions is harder than placing a trade. Like that's for me, it's been huge.
It's definitely true. I think back testing is the key. If you're not back testing, I was telling you actually, like, so when we was in class with SC, for example, he would give us like homeworks and shit. This was like early days when SC was. Like, he had time now. The guy is so busy. I try to get him on the stream as well, but like he's so busy. He's like, bro, like I'll have to let you know next week in it. I'm like, alright, cool, no worries and stuff, blah. So obviously timing is a bit of an issue for him as well, because obviously weekends, not many people is free to say, you know what, I can spend like an hour, 2 hours, to actually trade and whatnot, and not trade, but just come on the stream and just chat shit, and so he would give us like homework, and this is what it was. It would be like, he would say like, all right then, we went through ranges, blah blah. I want 10 charts for ranges in it, and then like if you didn't do those 10 charts by the next lesson, fam, you were not invited to that lesson at all. He was a tough guy. He was hard on us. That guy made me who I am.
How did that work for you? Exactly.
Bro, so like he made me hungry. He like I had that desire to like, you know what? He wants 10. Fuck it, I'll try and find 15 if I can find 15. So it made me hungry.
That's the way you made me feel today when you were like, don't worry, it'll be chilled. You can just speak back and forth. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
I'm not just going to come with that. Like, at least have something to say. Like,
But you see how it is. It's literally just a chill thing, innit? Oh, Pirate Express, you were still in high school. Oh shit, she bought thingy, BTC at $4, right? And she bought Ethereum.
What?
Yeah, Pirate Explorer bought BTC at $4, fam. In 2012, she was saying to me.
Well played, Pirate Explorer.
Yeah.
Did you hold that shit?
Yeah, did you hold it? I think she took some profits, but...
I would hope so.
Yeah. Shit.
At $8, you've made 100%.
Dude.
I would hope you've taken some profit.
You know what? But even if you did take profits at like thingy on BTC and you held it at $4, you wouldn't complain now at $22,000.
Well, of course, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Fair enough, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I did. I saw the quarter. Fucking hell, man. Fair play to you, man. She's probably a whale fan. Yo, what's Asgard? What you saying, man?
See those pictures of like, I bought a pizza for 20 Bitcoin or whatever in 2015.
Yeah, is it 10,000 Bitcoin? That's a fucking mad story.
That's not good.
What's going on? Then what the fuck you doing on YouTube? She's here to come see me, fam. Ed is saying like, thinking she saw the call, she made a good amount of profit. What she's doing on YouTube, she's here to see us in it. That's what it is. Me and Nick in it. Nick the pretty boy. Oh, she sold at 68k and around 3. She sold some at 68k at the top, fam, and she sold some at 3k. I think this ETH at 3k. Fucking hell, fair play to that.
Well, I think it goes without saying that Pirate Explorer is doing the charts for next week then.
Yeah, you want to jump on next week, Pirate? Or do you want to jump on now? I think she's probably busy right now. She's like, yeah. A bottle of vodka?
No.
It's water.
Hardcore.
I was like, shit.
That's water, mate. Just topping up.
Dude, we do not get bottles like that in the UK.
Do you want to share that thing that I showed you about that tweet? If anyone wants to check the ranges and the deviations and
so
anything like that going forward.
Yeah, 100%.
And just whilst you're sharing it, I'll speak. Something, just one book that's been really, really good that I found is called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas.
Okay, yeah.
It goes through the psychology behind trading. It's not going to teach you levels and structure, but it's going to really help you with the psychology behind everything.
What's it called again?
So Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas.
Awesome. Trading with the Zone by Mark Douglas. And I'm sure this is like available on Amazon and whatnot, right?
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. As soon as we set up a Discord and a Telegram for Bank's channel, we'll make like an education thing and pop all of that kind of stuff in there.
100%.
Definitely going forward.
That'd be sweet. So so what happened was early on, I was chatting to Nick in the early stages as well before you guys before we went live actually, and he was telling me that he wanted to share this as well. And I think it's pretty awesome as well. So it's a guy called Aligito_ETH, right? So if you go on his, I don't follow him. I haven't followed him, but to be honest, since I saw that, I'm definitely gonna follow his ass, man, because that was fucking sick. So literally, there's a chart, a fucking post which happened on the 22nd of July. Was that today? No, it's not fucking. Is it 22nd today? No, 20. Yesterday, 5:28. Yeah. So yesterday's post. And he goes like trading in the range as well. Like it's an educational post, range strategy. Just click on it as well, and it's really neatly written though. So shout out to this guy, man, Aligito, you fucking sick Argentinian motherfucker. So
yeah, it was just so in line with what you've been speaking about the whole week. And then I just saw it, and I was like, well, this pretty much captures what we've been speaking about. It shows you what is a range, what is a deviation, and it kind of gives you a little strategy that you can implement with a checklist. Have these criteria being met? Okay, I can enter my trade.
Yeah. But you can see it, like he's very organized. Time ranges as well. He structure ranges as well. You can click on it as well, and it gives you all these like you said. It gives you an idea, and that will be you can use this as a base as well. And over time you get better volume range as well. You know what's a volume range? Oh yeah, this I've never
I didn't dive too much into the difference in the different ranges. I didn't actually even look at it. But he's broken the ranges down to 3 different kinds.
Yeah. A lot of people ask about deviations. What is a deviation? That's it. So if you go on the setup bit, and section 2 is deviations. That will actually help you out. So if you guys didn't understand it via like when I was trying to explain to you like over and over again, I mean some people might not understand the accent wise or speed. Here you go. And that should actually help. And any questions, I can more than happy to help you. I actually want to chat to this guy, Aligito, because this guy's a fucking smart ass, man.
And he structured it so clearly and simply.
Yeah.
Like, it's not long paragraphs. This is what a deviation is.
Literally is. And fair play to the brother as well. I mean, I think that was very clean and crisp as well.
Nice.
Mark Dollar. So, honestly, you guys want me to be in jail? What is it? Make him chart Matic. Bro, do you want to chart Matic for them? You already get a freaking... Yeah, you're getting a request already. They want, like, it's Vegeta as well. He wants to just see you chart Matic. Let's see. I'm going to share the screen.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to make you as the host. 1 second there. Where the fucking make host? There we go. Yes.
Just whilst it's all coming up, Matic is such an interesting one for me. It moves so much.
Slow.
Like it. Where are we going? Share screen. There we go. Share.
There we go. Yo, okay. My man's chatting Matic. Let's go.
Yeah, let's just delete a lot of... There's probably a lot of noise here. Okay,
Yeah.
so... I mean, does he have a time frame in mind? We can go... Let me just look at a relatively short frame.
You do the whole thing, man. Let's break it down. Let's see.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Yo, but he's just saying, let's fucking go. Right, wrong, doesn't matter, bro. Just chart it. I love that energy.
Okay.
I love when someone is so positive like that, man. That's beautiful. That is.
Yeah. It gives me the confidence to just kind of go for it as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Thanks, Vegeta. I appreciate that, man. Okay, sorry. Just getting rid of the noise here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Matic on the weekly. Last week was there and there.
Okay.
Looks kind of similar to Bitcoin with this long wick. Doesn't look very...
Just go back on the weekly for a second. Right? Because I know we got like a day left, right? But does that not look like a stop run there? A stop run of last week's high? Yeah. So that looks to me like a fucking stop run.
You're saying if price comes down from here and closes below
that, yeah, because it will be a mad long ass wick, and it's just a stop run. It ran the highs of last week's high. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a mad run up there.
It's a fucked up run there. So what do you think is gonna happen now?
Well, the fact that if we look at that, the wick being so high and price unable to capture any of this and hold above there, I think that it looks like we're going to probably re-enter and chop around in the previous week's range for a bit and decide what's happening with the side here.
So let's mark a plan in it for these guys in it. If they want to chart Matic, let's see what your plan is.
Yeah, pop it in the chat. What do you think? So on the daily, I would use just a diagonal, just to kind of not really giving us much. Still looks like we're coming back down to test last week's closure.
Yeah.
On the 4 hour.
Market structure's looking bearish though, isn't it?
Yep. It is not looking great. Made a high, couldn't get back above it, low high, low low, low high, and coming back down.
Yeah.
And if we close a 4 hourly candle anywhere below here, it's going to be confirmation of another low low.
Yeah.
So I guess, and this goes back to, I wanted to ask you, Bitcoin's so correlated toward, it says the meeting's going to end in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Another link.
That's fine.
But Bitcoin's so correlated with the traditional markets, the S&P, the NASDAQ, Dixie and everything. Like, how do you go about when you have your weekly outlook?
Yeah.
You look at all of that and kind of form an opinion on that and then look at crypto because we're looking at Matic. But I mean, Matic is great to look at, but we could look at ETH because ETH's going to decide what Matic does.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's going to decide what ETH does, and then we can go all the way back to, do you know what I mean? Like, we can chart these things, but
of course,
if we don't have a broader structure of what we're looking at, it's kind of redundant.
I mean, like the way I do when I do my weekend outlook market, like I do that every Sunday, and it's like I do this for you guys, but mainly really for me, because what that does is breaks down all the excitement that we've done, like whether we've made trades on the way down or made trades on the way up. I just then go back in time. I'm like, all right, then cool. What did dollar do? How did it close? Right? What does that mean for ES? Right? ES is S&P, and let's be honest, right? We can't say that we have to agree that we're still in correlation with the S&P. So if the S&P goes down, right, Bitcoin's gonna fucking go down too, right? And if Bitcoin goes down, Ethereum's gonna go down, and all the alts are gonna go down. And because to me, no matter what, the king of Bitcoin, right, is the king in crypto would always be Bitcoin. It would never ever be anything but Bitcoin, because like until proven otherwise, I think Ethereum is a good thing, or happy days and whatnot, but it's just like Bitcoin does the thing. So if Bitcoin drops, it's gonna drag everything along with it as well, because if we go into a proper bear market, Ethereum will shit the hardest compared to Bitcoin. So
I agree.
So like
ETH will feel it. If Bitcoin does a 1x, ETH's gonna do 1.5, and then alts are gonna, it just
100%.
kind of flows, and that's the flow of money into crypto.
100%.
For any
100%.
other people who haven't heard it before, it always flows through Bitcoin, then ETH, then your larger cap alts, like your Polkadots, your Chainlinks, all of those, and then the smaller ones, and then it just kind of cycles through like that the whole time.
100%. I mean, like, did you want?
And there's a play to be made on that, trading against Bitcoin or trading against ETH. But
yeah.
That's
all right then. So let's talk about this chart here. So tell us what did you do, right?
So we looked at the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour. We can see we turning over. It doesn't look great. It looks bearish. Looks like we're going to kind of carry on the way down. And then just jumped onto the hourly. And then this is where I wanted to get your opinion again on drawing these fib levels.
Like, yeah, that's fine.
So it's interesting because to me, when I see a big move like this, forget about this part of the chart. I know prices. It doesn't want to just leave these massive areas.
It would have to retrace it back, isn't it?
Yeah, and what I like for that, and other people, it's the one indicator that I do kind of like to use, and it's called Anchor's FVG, and it just shows you where the fair value gaps are, and basically all those are. It's that areas that price hasn't come back to test and capture that liquidity. So if we move up really quickly, price is going to want to come back. There weren't enough buyers and sellers in this region to satisfy it. It moved too quickly. Not everyone could get there, but so we go up and then we come back down and we fill this over here. Okay. We come back down, we go up, but we can see if we turn it on, maybe we've left quite a big value gap over here.
Yeah.
So it's not a definitive thing, but it's something that you can look at to kind of give you an indication of where, if we are generally trending down. Okay, it's a fair assumption that we're going to come in, if we break lower than this low, that we're definitely coming here. So I would maybe look at the break of this and to target moves down as a short. But keeping an eye on ETH and on Bitcoin and monitoring in kind of that direction.
Okay, that's perfectly fine, and I agree what you're saying. I don't mean there's nothing wrong with what you're saying, but do you remember when I said to you that when we draw a range, right, we want to get the most data involved, right? Yeah. So let's try and find something that's the most data-wise, which will capture the most data of right on that screen that you got now. What will capture the most data that would also include where price is at right now? Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So
you don't just want to look at the initial move. You want to look at where we are in relation to that. So I would say, if you're going to look at it like that would maybe be to there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say that as well. Okay, I think that's perfectly fine as well. You can see the mid-range definitely holds as resistance. There's a bit of a deviation. Then once we get below it, we get into some resistance once and then twice and then sell off. So yeah, 100%. I agree. I think that's a plausible idea. Me personally, what I would do is look at let's go a bit on a higher time frame. What's so special about the what do you call it? The start of the week. I always use Monday's range in it. So first thing I would look at is like, where is Monday's range? So if you go on the daily, I can start marking out Monday's range.
Even on a Saturday, would you still look at Monday's range?
Yes. I'll show you how it works right now, actually.
No, that's cool. It's just interesting that it remains valid
it's still because crypto is 24/7. There's been times on a Sunday night, we've seen it before, right, where a dump happens like stupidly or a pump happens stupidly. I've seen it on numerous occasions as well, and which means that you can still play within the range. Doesn't matter on the week or what day of the week.
Maybe speak about that for a second. Your experience of trading on the weekend.
So like, how's that? Yeah, on the weekend, I see it's Saturday and Sunday tends to be more of a profit. There's two things, right? Number one, it can have, let's say, okay, this week has been such a great move up on the upside, Monday to Friday. Then on the, let's get my chart back up. Actually, yeah, I'll bring my chart up one second.
Yeah, go for it. If you don't mind, I'm just going to go to the loop.
Yeah, go for it. Knock yourself out, man. Yeah. Take us with you as well. He didn't take us. Yeah, so like, what was I saying? Fuck, was I talking about? Oh yeah, Matic, wasn't it, right? No. Oh yeah, the weekend in it. So like, if you look at the weekend itself, right? I mean, time-wise, it's just fucking. So Sunday, this is Sunday, right? The last Sunday was when? This is Saturday. So the last Sunday was in 1817. So there's two things that can happen. Number one, you see those two areas here? This is Saturday and Sunday, right? Let's just mark the high of Saturday and the low of Saturday. Can you see that price actually is in consolidation? Price literally has consolidated in this area here. It hasn't done anything else. It took out Saturday's high and got below it. That's it. And then on the Monday, I'm pretty certain if I were to draw this, and to get and bring another chart actually. Yeah, I think this would do. Let me delete that. I don't need this shit. I don't need this shit. Okay. Let me just show you just a Fibonacci off here. Right. This is low, and here's the high approximately. And you can see Monday he actually reclaims that. So on the hourly, right? So this was that was the close. That's the start of Monday, right? And you can see price just literally has range bound in this environment, and you can play a range from Monday's low to Saturday's low to Saturday's high, and you can see this mid range held support. Enjoy that. Held it support, then it comes back down, resistance, and we shot back up and whatnot. And that was Monday, and we, fucking, God knows what happened, innit? We all went fucking bullish, everyone did. So that's one thing that can happen. On a weekend, we can be in a range bound environment. And if you look here, right, just literally, this is on the hourly, right? Right, we got a range bound environment on the weekend. What's the range bound environment? It's right here, mate. That's the low, that's the high, and I'll say that will be the low. You see that? You can see how price reacted. Consolidation, you can play up, down, as many times as you want for that fucking Saturday and Sunday. Then what happened is we come back up, held its support, then making lower highs, became resistance, it became deviation, shut back down to range low. The moment you step back in, you can actually play back into this range. And then once we step back up, obviously we did the stop run, blah, you know how it is, and then it does tell a story there. And then obviously we got back below it. We're looking for it. So if you were to look at it as well, you'd be looking for a potential play. Let's take this that. Yeah. So what you'd be looking for is this a deviation or is it a retest, right? If it's a deviation, we step back into the range, and it did on a Monday. And off we go. And already you can break off even the weekend PA does have something as well. So you can play a range bound environment, or you can play the Saturday's high and the Saturday's low. Yes, the market does go a bit slower. I agree with that. The movement in price is not as great as volatile, but it gives you some way to play. I used to do that a lot on a Saturday. I remember I did a trade on XRP. I was scalping. I made 8R. I made an 8R trade on XRP on a freaking Saturday, and then that was one trade. Then we went back in. I went back in about like an hour later. I made another 2 or 3 R's on the thingy. That was Saturday on XRP. So there is.
I love how you remember the good ones.
Yeah, dude, that was sick. I think
they stick with you, eh?
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's ended there. Let me get him back on. Anyone wants to come on though? Or is it just gonna be me and Thingy and Nick? I don't really mind anyone coming on. It has been a bit of fun though. I'm actually genuinely enjoying this. A little bit like skeptical at first. Was like, how's this gonna be? X, Y, and Z. And then like literally, Nick has been a fucking phenomenal geezer though. I gotta say, a straight up geezer. For those who don't know what a geezer is someone who's actually a legend, pretty much. Is that's how we say in the UK? Probably a Brummie thing, but Nick is definitely a geezer though. Sorry, Asgard. Yo, Nick, what's going on, brother? You hear me?
Yo.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm back.
Sorry. So Asgard saying, well, last week was shambles. We went down, right? Weekend has these scam moves. And people expect continuation to go full. Might be wrong, but I feel like it's been like that. See, the thing is, like, if you want to trade on the weekend, focus on the weekend, right? Don't you can't be swing trading or whatever. I think weekends is more like day trades and more scalp plays. But like, there's gonna be fuckeries all the time. Put up. Oh, so Pirate is actually asking for a request for Solana. Let me do fucking Solana then.
Solana's another interesting one for me because I see, and you tell me if you can see this.
Yeah.
If you see Solana coming down to $17 to $19
First, right?
when it all goes pear shaped,
Yeah.
Bitcoin full bear mode, I see Solana really, and it's such an interesting project for me.
Yeah.
Because it's done so well. It had huge gains now in this bull run.
It did.
And yet, I don't think a lot of people understand exactly how it works or what it does.
Yeah.
And one slightly concerning thing is that, like, it's not really decentralized. I think it has like 50 validators.
Yeah. No, it's not. But saying what you're saying.
That's not decentralized.
No. Well, but going to what you're saying about Solana, what was the price you were saying? $17?
20 to 17.
Yeah, I think $15 around that area. At least if you look over here, like just like you were talking about the fair value gap and whatnot, you can see this is all fair value gap right here. This is all these gaps over there, and this is the original consolidation that happened, and then which sent the market back up. So what I would like to see personally is at least fill out this void, come into this area. As long as it holds this area, reclaims 15 area in the 16 or whatever, and let's just go a lot more higher. But as a short term, I say this is where the price is, and if we lose this, man, fucking hell, it is gonna get fucking ugly.
$4, $6, eh?
I think we're a lot worse than that. Yeah, $4 is a very minimum, but I think we come down to $4 bang on that area, just right here. Fucking hell.
I will be a buyer at $4.
That's what I'll be looking at. But like I said, I wouldn't advise anyone to start buying crypto. It's not a bull market yet. Yes, we have the ETH merge coming up, but look what ETH is happening. Look what fucking price is going. It's just shit in the fucking bed. But looking at Solana quickly. Oh, I did promise someone AVAX actually. Someone actually asked me for AVAX. Because I promised him I have to actually fulfill that shit. So we're gonna do the AVAX for him as well. So as you can see, what I've done here. This is my range high. This is my range low. Reason why I chose that. We have a slight deviation over here, and then a bigger deviation there. It's just like more of a stop run. And then price, the mid-range, just held it. I mean, it's been choppy, get above it, support, off we go. So all I did literally is from this range, I just extended it to the other side, and it's literally it's respecting it quite well. You can see here support, deviation, come back down, resistance, and it's fucking looking shit in the bed. And I posted the chart on Solana, and look, so if that's range high, right, and we can't even come to range high, not even wick it, but or even let alone reclaim it. Well, let's be honest, where's the magnet in price? Because we lost to 75% of the range. We're coming back to mid-range in my opinion, right? $33 as a target one, as a bare minimum. $34, $35, let's call it. But looking at this, right, and I posted this chart literally, right? Do this, right, break down, off we go. This is your confirmation, off we go. Let's fucking sell it. Stop loss above the blue box itself. Oh, you can put a hard stop here. And someone said some shit like it's not gonna happen. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You don't know shit then, innit? But looking at Solana, fucking hell. Look, do you see this, right? Really? I'm gonna put some lines on first, and I'm just gonna zoom you out. So this is the range high. This is 75% of the range, and this is the mid range. That's what we're gonna be focused on right now. Okay, nothing too complicated. So if I just mute all that, you can see it, and then you start wondering which low was the resistance. You see this resistance over here. Price came into this area, but what was causing that problem? There's got to be some sort of price action, and to me it was this area here. You see this consolidation over here. See that high and that low on that very particular candle. Resistance, come back in, still resistance, sell off. If it were to come back into it again, to me it's still resistance until we reclaim this. We break above, then let's fucking go upwards. But that's on the daily, right? I know it's a bit of a higher time frame, but if I were to fucking bring it up on the 4 hours, let's have a look. So literally on the 4 hours, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's just, yeah, here you go. Actually, it hasn't moved because it respected this the line. You see that resistance over here? Come back up as a retest it twice. It's all resistance here. The moment you step back into this mid-range over here, that's 75% of the range, that was resistance. You could have actually entered in with a stop loss there. And now that we have to break down, I think we take out all this liquidity there. So there's a lot of liquidity there, and it's hunting out for this one here, and at least come into this area of consolidation. So if you were to break up and come down, target 1, target 2, target 3, final targets over there. Whatever happens there, I don't give a shit. If it breaks down, happy days. I look for an entry losing these lows over here. That's the way I'm looking at Solana, and yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So I think it's Solana is actually it's a good short as well. I think everyone in the market is a really good short, to be honest. There's not a fucking chart out there that's not a good short. I mean, I know Nick did the Matic. I'm just going to quickly run on Matic quickly, if you don't mind. There's Matic there.
Yeah, please do.
Fucking, for me, the ranges is this one, Monday's range. I'll draw, like, that's like, oh yeah, let me just, a quick recap on Matic. What I've done here, so this is a macro range in my opinion. This high and this low, right? I've been talking about it for time. When we were over here, I was talking about in November, that reclaim here, target will be over here, the range high, and look what we did. Come back up as a deviation, resistance, and off we go, sell off. That looked like a penis there actually, but that's the macro range as well. So we're coming back. So like, look, if you look at the so where are we then? We made a deviation over here. Looks like another deviation here. Why? Because we closed back into the range. So to me, target, and then what I did a split of quadrants off this 75% range, so I can play it level to level within a bigger range. Does that make sense, everyone? And what I'll be doing is, right, it's like I've got Monday's range, and literally you can see price is stuck in within Monday's range. Well, it would have been great to get some liquidity and break down below it, below the mid range, working down to this and then this, but it never did that. So if I were to narrow it down, I've got the 1 hour for example, you can literally see this playing out quite respectfully as well. And you're like, where's the prices come out to? And I'll show you. So it's up there. So obviously this very particular candle, right? Look how price is reacting. From here, got highs, lower high, and obviously that's a lower high, that's a lower high. You know, it's just going down this way, right? And even on the macro as well, if you were to be more conservative, like you can see how it's breaking down at any moment. You can put a stop loss above the high of this box over here, or even when this high, work our way down at any moment. Because look, whether you have that box there or whether you have the range, you see this 75% of the range, the moment we start breaking down, you know, off we go to mid range, coming to 25%, and it's level to level, and we're just playing it back down. I think for me, if I were to enter short, is this actually, I like to see it come back into this area consolidation right there. To me, come into here, wick into the 50% of the range, because that's 50% of the Monday's high. Break down, and off we go. Target 1, and then target 2. Take out this liquidity over here. But if it doesn't give me that much of a deeper pullback, and he does something like this, comes back up here, breaks down, and lose it here, this would still be in my trade, and I put a stop loss above the high over here, working it back to target 1, looking for target 2. So that's why I would be looking for Matic. I've got to do AVAX as well. I have one more for AVAX as well, for that brother who actually asked for AVAX. I can already tell you straight before I even fucking touch it. Jay Moap's in the fucking house as well. Shout out to Jay. I can even touch it. It's a short. Oh, that was a previous play.
It's going to be the same as Sol.
Yeah. It's going to be the same. And let's just break this down. I haven't touched it for that long. You can clearly see once I went to like this area here, that was my take profit. On the daily, I mean, so this is a range bound environment, you guys can see. This is a range bound environment over here. all this fucking thin movement over here. We come back, we filled it, it's all choppy over there, so that's all good. And that's another thin movement. At the same time, that's one range, and this is another range over here. So we're playing from one range to another range, and it looks like what we have done, right, is found it's a deviation of the range low, because we're coming down, we close below it, found resistance. We're going to step back into this range over here. So already I can tell on a higher time frame, I'll be looking to go probably $16. Well, I think first about $18, and see how we go over here. That's what I can say on the daily straight away. Break it down the 4 hours, let's see what's going on. So where did price actually react? Quite interestingly, I think it reacted off this. So I'm gonna mute all this shit right there. So you see this candle over here? You can, it's too perfect. Look at it. Resistance, resistance, set off. Draw another box, right? Let's do another box, right? And I can see it right how it's working out. That's the next set of box right there. Comes in, holds it, resistance. I mean, it would have been nice to have retest the box again, but instead it was so heavy, he retested off the low there and sell off. So now, if I were to trade this, right, that's one way I can look at it. Another way I can look at it is this way, from this trend line over here. Yeah, I'd say this one over here. You see how, I mean, let's just do it on the 15 minutes, on the 1 hour, I think it'll be clear. Yeah, let me just do this again. From this low to this one, yeah. That's it there, that's it. More like it. You hit support, support, comes back down, finds it resistance and sell off there. So we know we've broken, because you asked that question there about trend line and horizontals and stuff like that. Pirates Explorers leaving, take care of yourself. Yeah, so in terms of like trend lines, you asked a really important question. I think that's really important that people actually understand. In terms of trend line has a use, but at the same time you have to be careful. You can't use it as a definitive way of trading. You just can't, because the key, always going to be the key, is always going to be the horizontal line. So far, I don't know if this works out here, but obviously we don't retest this as well. But even then, is that strong, right? That if we don't retest it, these horizontal lines. So, to enter a trade, people ask, how do you enter a trade? The question is, are you entering a trade off the trend line? If you are, then I'd be like, all right, we need to play conservative, right? It's like, to me, it's like a scalp trade now. It's because we've got liquidity here, right? So if I was to see really here, that's the real liquidity right off this low here, right? This is it where the first liquidity is. And I'll be working this level to level of liquidity, right? That's how I'll be looking at it, literally that. And then I'm going to be judging it how price plays. So we got all this liquidity out there, right? Ideally, we'd like to see all this liquidity be shut off in it, right? But I'm going to play this level to level again. So we come down, let's say we hold above it and so on. Let the deviation happen. Once it breaks down, this the low from here, for example. That will be my entry to play it to the next level, to this area. But while looking at liquidity, I now need to understand how are we reacting. So you can see here, you see this is a range band environment, right? In its own way, it's a range band environment, deviation, bigger deviation, come into it, shoot up, right? Take out these highs, becomes bullish, right? Because it does look bearish if you were to look at the time frame because we take out these lows, but take out these highs, it's definitely bullish there. So that's a range band environment. So at any moment, if we were to hold the trade, then I have to cut the trade because price is going to go back up and might reclaim this as well. Because there's a lot of things you got to mix together, and which is why I'm not a fan of focusing on trend lines, because the horizontal play would have been this. Right. Let me just delete all this. So obviously I'm going to just delete some of these lines. The horizontal play will be something like this. So let's have a look. Let me do this actually. That. Draw a fucking Fibonacci, right? You see? Does that make sense? You see where my mid-range is and where this block I've highlighted? That's the horizontal play. That's the key play. It's to actually come down and we're going to hold it because it's the mid-range. Our target has to be the mid-range. We can't start targeting for these lows yet because we gotta play it level to motherfucking level. Does that make sense, everyone? How about to you, Nick?
Perfect sense, man. It's exactly what I was saying earlier. Is that when I when I started, I placed so much emphasis on these diagonals, and it really burnt me because I was the wrong thing to be placing emphasis on. The horizontals are what you need to look at in terms of support and resistance, and your diagonals are really helpful in terms of momentum. So you can see there's a change in momentum, and then track it and look how does it interact with your horizontal, and then take it from there.
Look at this, right? All I've done, I've just like squashed the chart. You can see that deviation, resistance, deviation comes back in, holds the support, let's off we go. You see how that block that we just talked about here has an effect all the way there, which is why target would have to be here now, and then the horizontal, because we're looking for essentially to come down here, right? But I would say now work it level to level, right? This I agree with, but look at this area here. This is actually the mid-range of this high to this low. That's the mid-range, which then is essentially, if we lose this area, come find resistance of this low of here. That's my entry, right? Targeting 1, and then targeting 2. But obviously, again, focusing on these blocks there. So, because what's so important about these blocks, this is the mid-range, so we can come back here, look support, 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 off we go. All this was a deviation of this SR of the mid-range. So there's a lot more to think about than just looking at trend lines and say, yeah, it looks good, you know, I'll take a trade. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot of work to do it as well, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you fucking put it all together, it's a motherfucking story, man.
It is a story, yeah, and Price is trying to just tell you a story. If you can listen and look at the right things, you can hear what it's trying to say and make your play accordingly. But it's definitely building a story.
No, it is. It's a mad one though as well, because you put it all together, and it's like because what it is when you're learning all these things, right? Okay, you understand. Okay, this is a range. Okay, this is an SR. Okay, this is a trend line, or this is a block. This is an FEG. This is an order block, right? But it's all separate little chapters. But you put it all together, it tells you the story, and that's the important thing. It's just understanding each block at a time.
Exactly. And every time you look at it, it makes more and more sense. And then one day it finally clicks and just everything falls into place, and you start drawing things in the correct place, and it all comes together.
Yeah.
And you got to struggle first.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and this is the purpose of all this whole all-time high, this whole fucking things, daily trade, the corner and whatnot. It's about teaching you the shit that I know, that I've built over the last 5 years, and I can, if I can make it go half the time. Some people might, like Nick, you might get it in 2.5 years, but someone like Jay might get it in like 1 year. But what the important thing, it's not about who does it quicker, it's about you just fucking saved a lot of time of your life here to be prepared for the next bull run.
100%. And you made an important distinction there. Run your own race. Don't worry about anyone else. Learn at your own speed and don't compare yourself to someone else. Maybe make friends or have someone, you said it to a couple of shows ago, 4 eyes are better than 2. Find someone that you can speak to, that you can run an idea through. Join Discords. There's so many Telegram groups. It can be annoying, but find ones that are worthwhile, and Discords, and use YouTube. Use the resources. When Dank's drawing up the charts, there's nothing stopping you from pushing pause, drawing your chart out. I mean, I do one where I try and chart it myself, and then I look at the one that you've drawn, and then I'm like, why is mine different? And try to figure it out. You know what you remind me of? You know what you remind me of? You remind me of me in 2018 when I was doing the same with SC. That's what you fucking remind me right now. You're literally doing exactly the same thing, because I was so obsessed with the idea of like, how is this motherfucker getting it right? What is he seeing that I'm not seeing? And then like you draw all these lines, right? I'm like, but what does these lines represent? And when you ask these questions to yourself, you start picking these little shit, and then like 100%.
Yeah, and like look. The best thing that you guys have, you have access to me on YouTube, and so when you guys ask me questions, I'm more than happy to answer it. So you're learning it as you go along, and then like I'm not saying I'm freaking amazing, right? But I do understand how the market's working, and I'm just doing it as what it is. I'm making plans like each day. If it's bullish, this is what I'm looking for. If it's bearish, this is what I'm looking for. whichever gives me the setup, I'll take the trade. I don't give a shit if it goes up to 100k. I give a shit how much I make.
Yeah, your long-term bags are your long-term bags.
Exactly.
Trading is up or down, doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter.
Picking the correct direction is what's important.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, like you said, everyone's got access. Like, make use of it. Use the resources that you have. And like, ignorance is not bliss. Like, ignorance is a choice these days. Like, you have YouTube. There's so much shit.
So much content, and there's so many people out there.
Put some effort in, and you can do it. We can all do it.
Yeah. Vegeta saying, when are we gonna see the Nick show? Yeah, fucking hell. I'd love to see that.
Well, whilst we're speaking about it, and you mentioned it, like, tell everyone, so it's on the weekends you do all-time high, Sundays is...
on the Saturday I do all-time high. This is the Nick show, bruv. Like, you're fucking the host here. That's what you are. So what I do is, like, I do the all-time high on a Saturday. It's about 6 o'clock in the UK time. And that's when, like, what I'm looking to do is bring in guests, or if I don't get a guest, I'll definitely bring one of you guys or two of you guys. We'll see how it goes. You know, like, and on Sunday I do the weekend outlook. It's about 7ish or 6ish around that time on a Sunday, UK time as well. And that breaks down the whole market itself in terms of what we're seeing, how the market has worked this week, what we're looking for potentially next week, and how do we plan for next week. And then Monday to Friday, using the weekend outlook market, the review that I've done, that's my basis. And I just do day trades every single Monday to Friday.
Yeah, so Sunday is an important one, guys. Like, that's going to shape the rest of the week. If you're going to pick one to watch it before you fall asleep on a Sunday. That's a good one.
100%. Well, thinking, like, tell them where they can find you on Twitter if you want to do it. You want to plug yourself in, man.
That's such a funny one because, like, I was going to say, I only started Twitter only to learn about crypto. Like, I think I have maybe one follower, and it's Hunter, and maybe you. Like, you plugged me in the other day. But, like, it's not for me anything about Twitter. I don't really share much. I feel like I maybe will retweet or kind of do things. But this is the first time I've really ever spoken in public about what I know or how. And it really, this morning when I sat down and kind of had to look at the chart, it made so much everything clearer for me because I had to now explain it to someone else. And I was like, you know this. This goes there. This is how it works. And I almost had the framework but never kind of consolidated it and acknowledged it for what it is. Yeah. So it's been good to explain it to someone else.
And you did well, though. You did really, really well.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. And moving forward, maybe what's the plan? We're going to do Telegram. We're going to set up a Discord. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? How do you envision the dream going forward?
The dream.
Joe Rogan on a Saturday.
Dude, yeah, Joe Rogan on a Saturday. Dude, I would love to have Joe on the stream one day. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do that one day, but
that'd be sick.
That'd be so lit. To get even if I get 15 minutes with the guy, to pick his brains of who he is and how he thinks, because that guy's a fucking beast, though.
He's the biggest bro out of all of us. Like, he's every young man's kind of. You listening there? You paying attention?
Yeah, till this day, man. I'll pick his show over anyone's show, any day.
100%. Who else do you enjoy? Rogan, I've seen you mention David Goggins before. Also super inspirational.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson is really, he's smart, man.
For young men to get your shit together, Jordan Peterson is the way, guys.
Yeah, that guy breaks shit down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hang on, listen. Asgard says, Asgard's saying like he'll be up for coming on. 100%. All right then. So like we'll see what next week is. If I can't get I'm trying to get SC on. I'm trying to get SC on and just trying to get him licked, like proper high and shit, or I don't know. I really want I really want SC to be relaxed as well, and just to be out of his comfort zone of trading and just talk shit. So like he's the type of guy that I don't know if you guys have noticed on Twitter. He will at me on some like Indian songs, innit, some Bollywood shit, and that's when I know, okay, this motherfucker's thinking about me now. It's a romantic shit though. But we got
so you're Indian. Your parents are.
Nah, bro. I'm Mauritian, man. What the fuck, man? Don't call me Indian.
Yeah, well, I'm asking. I'm not calling you. I'm asking.
Yeah.
What's the definitive background there?
Oh, man.
Where do you?
Yeah. Okay. So originally, okay. So I always stick with Mauritius. The reason why, so our ancestors.
It sounds tropical. It sounds
tropical. It does. But our ancestors is actually from when India and Pakistan was one. before the British actually came in. So before the British actually took over...
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, so before the British took over India and Pakistan, it was actually one country, then it split afterwards as well, and with independence and whatnot. They both wanted to have their own state within the country. But our people, like when the Brits took over Mauritius, they fucked up the French in it, and that's why our language is French. Our first language is Creole, but we speak French in school and whatnot. And what happened was for with the Brits, they actually brought a bunch of Indian and Pakistani people, and that's why I do look Indian and Pakistani, which is why people say that. But like from there, so my ancestry is from that side of the thingy. I believe it's South India. I'm not too sure 100%. But there was like the Chinese was in Mauritius in the early days. So I'm the 5th generation of Mauritian.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm the 5th generation.
So cool.
Because before, Mauritius was just an island. It was not habitable. It's a volcano island, like Hawaii.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's got such awesome animals and like everything. It's so cool.
Dude, we had the dodo birds, man. They were fat motherfuckers, they were. Bigger than chickens. They were saying like 10 times the size of chickens.
I used to work as a scuba diving instructor, and Mauritius is one place I still love to go and dive.
You know what, it's quite sick. We got amazing lagoons as well. I drowned in a lagoon once, you know. Some Australian girl had to, save my ass. Fuck, yeah.
Go on, elaborate.
Oh, fuck, I don't know why I started that shit. So listen,
This is how the good stories start.
So, literally, we took a boat ride, right? And it was off this on the coast of Mauritius. It took us to a lagoon, right? And it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It was like the sun was setting down as well, and it was just a perfect picture moment as well. And the guy stopped in the middle of the lagoon. He's like, "Look, right, if anyone want to swim in it, right? Like, but you gotta be good swimmers, blah blah." And there was a couple of people there, or a couple of families, and I think one from each family was jumping out. And I looked around and I looked at my family, and no one's jumping in the no one's gonna represent us. And then I was like, "Fuck it, I'll do it." And I remember someone, I forgot who it was. Someone grabbed me. He's like, "Dude, do you really know how to swim in a lagoon?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's like fucking swimming in a swimming pool." And before she said, "It's not the same," I jumped in the lagoon now. Now, I started swimming and shit. It was all good, right? It's all blessed. It was beautiful. It was amazing, right? And I started floating, right? You know when you start doing circles kind of thing, just to keep your head up high. So I'm looking and kicking my leg. I'm looking up.
You're surviving at this point.
Yeah, I'm surviving. No, I was fine. I was in control that time. I was just looking at the sunset. I'm like, this is phenomenal. I'm so glad I did that. And I felt, to me, it felt like a shark. I did said shark. I screamed at shark. I don't know why. I felt something like just like literally push my feet really hard. Like I've never felt the force like that in the water. So it had to be something big.
Right.
And I panicked. I literally panicked, and I just couldn't swim. And I started falling down. Like my head was like here, right? Like here first, and then I was just going down and down and down and down. And I'm trying to like get back up, and my hands are flipping up. And I literally fell down, and I fell unconscious. I don't know I fell unconscious because somehow, like, I got like it was an Australian girl who literally threw me back into the boat. When my head hit the boat on the floor, that's when I gained consciousness, kind of thing. And there was like no water in my ear. I just freaking freaked out. And since then, I don't swim again. I've never swum again.
You were saying to me before the stream that you really enjoy the Australian accents, and it makes sense to me why now, because you saved your life, basically.
That girl, she was pretty. Her name was Anita, right? Was it Anita? Annette? No, Annette. Anita's an Asian name. Her name was Annette, and she was so pretty. It's like the first thing I saw, like, wow, this is heaven.
We've arrived.
She had like I'm a sucker for eyes. Like when a chick has like green eyes or blue eyes, I'm like, yo, that is mad. Because us Asians, we got brown eyes. There's nothing special about us.
And I'm gonna ask you 2 more questions, and then I'm gonna bounce. So
yeah, we'll call it an end of the show. Yeah, go for it. Knock yourself out.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm interested in is, so obviously coming from Mauritius, and it's the opinion that I get, or the sense that I get, is that your parents are quite religious and that you have quite a strong faith as well. And it's like, how did you find telling your folks that you wanted to do trading? Were they quite receptive to that? Or,
so yeah,
as a traditional family, did they kind of, I don't know.
Was against it, yeah. Kind of that's a good question as well, because like I think a lot of people go through that as well, and is
even just telling your friends, man. Like I don't even want to tell people
dude.
that's what I'm speaking about it on YouTube, so it's a stupid thing to say. But yeah, you're tentative to say it because I understand that it's so hard and like it takes so long to master. It's like I'm not doing it. Like I'm kind of looking at it on the side and trying to learn it. Although like I'm putting a lot of time in, but yeah, you see.
But trust me, like the fact that you put a lot of time in, that shows that you're committed as well. With the end of 10 minutes, fucking bastard. But yeah, in terms of when I started trading in 2014, that was the first time I went to Forex as well, and I told my dad about it. And my dad's very religious in terms of like of being a Muslim, and he straight up said to me, "This is straight up gambling." I go, "Nah, pops, it's not gambling in it." He goes, like, "But you're betting." I go, "No, it's not betting. It's probability." He goes to me, "If I roll a roulette, right," and literally said to me, "If I go in the roulette, there's reds and blacks, and there's all the you think it's half right of the probability, but there's also green, which changes the dynamics of it. So it's still gambling." I'm like, and he was, and I was trying to explain to him as it's not, that's not the case. It's like buying and selling. That's what I'm doing. And he's like, he was against it. He was against the idea. So I did it in secret. I lost a lot of money, and he kept saying to me, he's like, you lose money because you don't know what you're doing. And like, this is like professional banks. He was telling me this is what banks do. And I lost money as well. I was a student at the time. And then when I came to crypto, I kept that right under wraps. I didn't say that to anyone.
So you started with traditionals.
Yes. So I was Forex originally, and like 6 months in, I think I lost in total. Every month I was putting £100 in there. That's what I could afford as a student, and I lost it all every time. I was trading with very small profits, right? But it was I lost it, and I stopped 6 months after. Then 2017 when I entered crypto, that's when I was like, all right, shut the fuck up, just jump in it quietly and see what happens. So when 2017 kicked off, it did really well. And then it was great. I didn't say anything. 2018 happened. Fucking shit. I kept it under wraps for 2018, 19, 20, 21. When 21 kicked off, right, and it was doing really, really well. Now I'm in a position, I'm like my mom needs a new washing machine, right? Because she had the washing machine for like 9 years or something like that. And I was like...
You took the next question out of my mouth.
Yeah. That was it. First thing I did. I literally... Yeah, I spent it on my family. I got jewelry for my
100%.
family.
I was going to say, as soon as you figured out you could do it, did you feel the sense that you wanted to buy something for them to validate what you've been doing?
Not to validate. It wasn't to validate anything.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I think for me, it was like, it's like, you are my family. Whether you shit on me or you supporting me, right? Like, I'm now in a position that I can take care of my family, and I think that was, and the more I was doing that, strangely enough, right, the more I was making, which is fucking stupid. I don't know how that was working, but I don't know if it's like good karma or something like that. I don't know, but it just clicked, and then I was like, you've got to take care of your family no matter what. And I think like for me, it's like, if my pops passed away when I was 23 in it, so he's not around. His dream was always an Audi Q7, and literally, if he was around, I think the first thing I would have done is pull out money for a Q7, brand new. Let's go, pops. Take it. Take whichever color you want, whatever spec you want. I got you. And unfortunately, it's not here. So
yeah, that you said it in the week in the podcast. And it's what I think a lot of guys as your natural inclination. Like you want to be able to provide, and you want to be able to give that to your family,
100%.
and to make sure that everyone knows like you're good, like you're taken care of, and trading can actually give that to you if you put in the time, put in the work. Don't fuck around, and you really do it properly. Like it can give you that. It can wreck you as well, and realize that 90% of people aren't going to get it right, but it can give you that. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. And today's been really cool, man. I really appreciate it. I've learned so much.
Dude, you know what? It's been a pleasure that you actually been here, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's actually been I had a good time. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know about you guys on the stream, on the chat, but I had an amazing time, and it's been good to get to know you and just watch you do your thing. And you're a top lad, 100%.
Thanks, brother. Keep well, and we'll keep in touch.
100%. You look after yourself, okay?
Cheers, guys. Everyone keep well, and hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it out there, and we'll see everyone in the week. Tomorrow, actually.
Tomorrow, 100% tomorrow, yeah. Take care of yourself, brother.
Peace, guys.
See you later, man.
Cheers.
And meeting. There we go, guys. That's how do you guys find that? Do you guys enjoy that? It was very different. I just want to shout out to Nick. Nick's he's a good guy. I really enjoy that, and I definitely would love to do stuff like that. Bring someone randomly, whether it's Derry, Asgard, I think he's definitely next as well. He's asked for it as well. Even if you don't want to say it on the chat, you can always message me on Twitter at TraderDank, say you want to jump on the show, and at least I know you're available. If you're available, then you're one to jump on. And it's just like it's just about showing love and respect in it, and the fact that you guys are here and listening to someone else. And as you can see, I didn't grill the guy. I mean, he has a good understanding of a chart. He has a very good understanding of a chart as well. And obviously, there's always room to improve. And I think he did sick. I think he did really, really well. For someone who actually joined in, like he's not trading every single day and then whatnot. And so if you guys, no matter what your level is, right, I'd love to have you on and just to watch you, because I think my biggest thing really comes down to, like, I want to help each and one of you guys. And all of you guys as much as possible. I mean, there are certain people I can help and there's certain people I can't help as well, and unfortunately that's the way life is as well. But I will do my best to you guys, and if you guys have, it's like, you don't have to show your face. Like Nick wanted to show his face, he's very comfortable about it, but you can just come on, no camera, show your screen, and we just talk through the screen and whatever, and just show love to one another. And like things like where you are struggling with, you tell me. You literally is a one-to-one moment you have with me, which is, let's be honest, is very difficult if you want to have that with any other trader or any other influencer. So, and he literally was the first guy who messaged me on Telegram. Really, he just got my TG, and he literally messaged me up one time and said to me that he'd be on to actually jump on the stream. I'm like, all right, let's do it. I wanted to, but unfortunately, it is what it is. But next time, 100%. So. That's a good thing as well, and I had a lot of fun. I ain't gonna lie to you, I had a lot of fun. I am gonna try and get SZ on the stream, like I said to you guys. I want to get him high as fuck. And if someone said Al-Fatiha for the fallen moon boys, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Let's have a look. 1 second. I'm just gonna bring this chart. What's going on? I thought it dumped even further. It hasn't done properly, so we'll see how it goes. And I look at compounding the position. But it has been a very brutal play on what you call it, on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we'll see how it goes. Tomorrow's interesting, but it looks kind of bearish in my opinion. Until then, I'm just having a look at something. I know my face is on there. Nothing too special to look at right now. But yeah, do you guys enjoy that though? I mean, would you guys be happy to see that more often? I just want to know what you guys think. Neil says, it was awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Derry would like to jump on as well. HCT saying it's fun. Asgard saying it was fun. It was good. Paul saying it's good vibes. Shout out to all these brothers as well. Cryptique. Cryptique saying like a great stream today. Vegeta is perfect. You know what? I like to get Vegeta on as well. He's another lad to jump on. But I ain't gonna, like, no offense to anyone here in the chat, including Vegeta as well. I just want to get SC on. If I can get SC, he will let me know sometimes next week. Happy days, I can get him on a Saturday. Let's see if we can get him high as fuck, and then if he can tell us some crazy stories as well. I know he's got quite a number of stories, so if you can tell us a couple, that'll be quite sick. So we'll see how that goes. If not, then we'll look at bringing you guys on as well, 100%. Probably bring Vegeta on as well, because just because I have to respect Vegeta and bring him on. Then definitely Asgard will be something as well. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I can send charts, requests in charts for them, and chart for them, in chats for them next week surely. Yeah, 100%. So let me find out what's going on with SC, and once I find out all the facts, and then I'll give you a shout then as well. So that's it for me. I mean, you guys got any questions if I head off? Because I did tweet. I did freaking chart Matic, Soul, and AVAX as well. So got some alts in there, at least. I'm gonna try and get some alts in the thing. Asgard be up for next weekend. All right then, cool. We got a fucking crew then, 100%. I'm liking this. So I'm gonna bounce though. It's 8 o'clock in it. UFC's gonna happen, main event, and it's gonna be quite a lit one. So but as much as I love talking to you guys, man, but it's I've got to go watch UFC. Nicholas saying what time tomorrow? We're looking about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, around that time, UK time. So for South Africa, I think it'll be 7, 8. I'll be up next weekend. BTC looking bad at the moment. Deviation, I think it's looking to me to retest previous all-time high. Sorry, previous all-time high. That's fucked up to say. The weekly range high, which is about 21.9k. That's where the targeting price is. And then I play it back to level. But if you're marking Monday's range, we'll step back into Monday's range as well. We lost. It's all bearish. It's all bearish, to be honest. In my opinion. We see how tomorrow we'll discuss about the Dragonfly Doji, and I try to actually pick Nick to actually see if he can actually push it out, kind of thing, and see if he's what he knows about it as well. But I will talk about the Dragonfly Doji. He did touch about the graveyard as well and how it played out as well. So that'll be interesting to see. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. What's up? What you got for UFC? Let's see who the fucking. Let's have a look. What's the fourth roster? Oops. No. Streaming. No. You know what? Then put a fucking new one. Give me a second. So UFC on the search. Right. Let's have a look. Who's fighting? If you ask me about Blaze and Aspinall, I'm going for Aspinall. Right. I think Aspinall fucks up Curtis Blade in my opinion. Gustafsson. What's the fight for that again? Let's have a look. How come I can't fucking see? Oh, there we go. It's a live event. Who's playing here? It's prelims. Let's accept cookies and shit, man. Fuck, you know. Ooh. So I've got fucking against Paddy the Baddie, right? I've got Paddy Pimble. I say he's gonna win. Gustafsson versus Krylov. I have to go with fucking. I have to go with Krylov as well, man. That Ukraine motherfucker is quite is a tough fucking beast, man. You know, I gotta say, really is something else. I believe like in terms of like he's got a decent knockout, but his submission is something else as well. But yeah, man, it's gonna be quite interesting. You rooting for Gus and Paddy? I got fucking. I like Gustafsson. I would want Gustafsson to win, but I think he goes to. In my opinion, I think he goes to Krylov. Krylov wins that one. Paddy wins the next one as well, and then I got Curtis against Hamilton. I think Curtis wins, and then fucking the main event. That's what it's all about there. Yeah, he almost beat Jones in it, right? But I don't know. Is that submission? I gotta go with that submission. For that one, because Krylov's got a really good submission, and it's with Gustafsson. It's a tough one, but if he goes on the ground, I think it's Gustafsson's gonna get fucked. But with Gustafsson, he's got a very good, that setup. He got a very good setup as well. I've got to say, it's a tough game, but. Gonna be interested, but I'm gonna bounce though. I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow around 7 o'clock, and hopefully I see you guys then, and then we'll run the whole market down then. Okay, take care, guys. Feel you. We'll see as God. Right? But listen, I'm gonna head off though. Catch you guys later, man. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the weekend. Hope you have a lovely time, and stay safe, guys.